Hi, really quick before this video starts, I just wanted to say, I talk really fast in this video. I go over a lot of things, mostly because this is kind of urgent, and if you're watching this video, you're probably really sad. Please take some notes, get out a pen and paper. I talk really fast. Everything I say is meaningful, even though I don't say it over and over and over. I don't repeat myself. Just please, everything I say is really meaningful, and I mean it, and it's very important, in my opinion. Also, last thing, the comment section, please keep it positive. The people who are watching this video are easily triggered. Just please keep that in mind, so please don't comment anything negative. Keep it as positive as you can. It's a negative subject. Everything is negative, but I talk about it later in the video, what is okay to comment and what is not okay to comment. Basically, please leave positive things. Don't talk about drama. This comment section is not for that. I will be deleting comments. Don't talk about anything negative. Please don't. Just keep it positive. Okay, I think that's it. Starting the video now. Okay, bye. Hi guys, what is up? Welcome to the channel. It is 2:41 a.m. I hope you're doing wonderful, amazing, and awesome. So, you've seen the title. Obvious trigger warning from here on to the rest of the video. My goal of this video is not to make anyone sad or to trigger anyone. So if you get easily triggered, I still kind of recommend maybe you watch this, but you know yourself, and if you hearing about depressing things or whatever is going to make you upset, that's not my goal, and I hope you can leave this video if this video is going to affect you negatively. So yeah, I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. There's a lot to say and there's a lot to go through, and I haven't written anything down, honestly, because there's just so much to cover, so I just wanted to have like an open conversation and see what happened. So a little backstory. When I was 16, I think I was probably 15, I struggled with self-harm. Specifically, I would cut my wrist and my legs, and I think that lasted probably until I was probably 20. I did it a ton when I was 16, 17, and then from 17 to 20, it wasn't a super aggressive thing, but I was still addicted to it. So I don't know how long I've been clean. I don't really care to count. That's just me. But if I had to guess, it would probably be over a year, maybe 2. So yeah, that was my main experience with self-harming. I also, when I was 17 and I stopped cutting, I struggled with punching myself, and specifically punching my head when I got frustrated. So those are kind of the only kind of things I dealt with. So if you have dealt with that, this video can totally help you, but other forms of self-harm, I'm sure some things I say can help. So let's get started. How to stop. Well, I guess I think I should start with something that I think probably helped quite a bit. Was when I was 16, my parents knew about it, and they told me to stop. They said, please stop, please stop. And I would keep doing it, and I went to school with it, and every time I went to school I'd wear long sleeves to hide it. And I think one day just someone knew. I honestly don't remember the situation, but I was called to the office, and basically they took me immediately out of school, and I was sent to a mental hospital. And that was kind of where I think this whole stopping thing started for me, was when I went to the mental hospital. At the mental hospital, I honestly don't think it helped that much. They put me on medication there, which in the long run didn't help, but at the time it helped. Basically, I was put on an antidepressant, and it kind of numbed me out, so I wouldn't feel sad or happy. I'd just feel like I'm dazed and confused. Not confused, more dazed. So in that regard, I think antidepressants can help because it eliminates all emotion, and obviously the goal is to make you stop hurting yourself. The goal of antidepressants, I don't know, for me, they didn't make me happy. It wasn't a happy pill. It was a numbing pill. So I hope that gives you some information on like antidepressants, and I don't know if I recommend them. I mean, I'm not on them now. But I do think if you're in a crisis and you're like ready to end your life and you're hurting yourself every day, I think that they're a good option for like a little pause button, in my opinion. So I think if you want a quick little answer on how to stop, my answer would be stop being depressed. Obviously that's hard, but I think that's what fixed it for me, is getting not being depressed anymore. And unfortunately for me, it was very addicting. So even after I felt happy, it was like if I got frustrated or mad, like it was so satisfying to hurt myself, and then after I hurt myself, it was like this like a big relief after. Like it hurt and now I had to focus on it, like it stung really bad, and it just felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder after I did it. So that was kind of hard, you know, even if you become happy and you're not like depressed. And by the way, when I talk about I stopped being depressed, I don't think I ever clinically had depression. Like I don't think I had a chemical imbalance. I think I just had a hard time in life. If you have a chemical imbalance, I don't have experience with that. So also, I don't know how I forgot to mention this, but please see a therapist. If you are self-harming, you need to see a therapist. They don't judge you. They will only help. They will listen to you. Even if they don't give you advice, they'll help you think out loud and help you through it. So if you can afford it, if you have insurance, please see a therapist. 100%. They deal with self-harm. They deal with drug addiction. They deal with this stuff all the time. So they have experience and they have advice to give you. Please see a therapist. Okay. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's bodies are different. Everyone's mental health is different. So I can only speak from my experience. Yeah, that part where it was very addicting for me, with, you know, getting that relief, how I kind of, you know, when you're frustrated and when you're mad, you want something to relieve it, right? Something immediate to, you know, get something off of your chest or whatever. So when I was 16, 17, 18, this is all kind of, I don't know, in that area of time, instead of cutting myself, I started doing drugs. I started smoking a lot of weed. And it was illegal, obviously. I mean, I was 16. And I'm just being honest, it helped me. And I'll talk about later why I don't endorse weed, but at the time, it helped, and it gave me that relief. It gave me that anxiety-free, just like cutting did. So obviously these are coping mechanisms that are unhealthy. You know, doing drugs is not healthy, in my opinion. But I did switch to that, which was like quote-unquote less harmful. So that's kind of how I stopped, is I switched to drugs. So I don't recommend it, you know. Everyone has their own opinion on weed and stuff. What I do recommend is there is CBD, which is not as intense. I also don't like recommending substances at all, but I also want to be honest, and I still take CBD to this day. So if you want to look into that, I definitely would. There's so many things to cover in this video, so I can't get specifically into CBD and weed and stuff, but I think, you know, using outside substances to relieve yourself is like a tricky situation, because even if, you know, weed isn't addictive, you can still get addicted and have an addictive personality and still be addicted to that coping mechanism. So that's why I say be cautious, you know, when using that substance. And I honestly don't know if I recommend it. I don't want to encourage drugs. And also, there is some long-term, you know, issues with using weed. I mean, I was 16, my brain was still developing, and I smoked weed every day. I smoked so much because I just was hurting. I was hurting so much, and it would go away. And I'm left with some pretty, you know, bad effects. You know, I still have memory issues. Sometimes, you know, I haven't smoked weed in probably, if I'm being honest, it's probably only been like 6 months. So but I haven't like done it at all in like 6 months. But I'm still left with memory issues. I sometimes still feel high to this day. Like, it's not super fun. I still think smoking weed is a form of self-harm. Right? It's harming your body. It's harming your lungs. A lot of people say it won't. I still think, you know, ingesting hot substances, anything but air is harming yourself. So obviously I don't endorse smoking weed to fix your cutting. But I also think if you're ready to kill yourself, if you're ready to die, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I never want to say smoke weed, but I also 100% don't recommend you kill yourself. And that's kind of where I was at when I was 16. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm ready to die. I was so ready. I had a plan. I was just so fucking ready. And, so I thank it for helping me not kill myself, you know. I thank it for giving me an outlet. And in a way, I think hurting myself, you know. I just think any coping mechanism that stopped me from killing myself, I'm happy for it. So let me give you some coping mechanisms that aren't harmful, because I've kind of talked about harmful ones this whole time. I think the number one thing that when I was cutting, when I was punching my head, when I would smoke weed, it always came from a place of anxiety. Like, even right now I'm getting a little anxious. And one of my coping mechanisms is deep breaths. That doesn't, you know, get rid of anxiety like smoking weed did, but, you know, it helps a little bit. A great coping mechanism for extreme anxiety, not really depression, but anxiety, is, I think, working out. I think, you know, sometimes I'll get really, really angry and frustrated, anxious and overwhelmed. And instead of, you know, punching my head, and instead of like hurting myself, I would focus and I would go down and do some push-ups. Actually, they taught me this in the mental hospital. And I would go down and I would do push-ups, and I would focus all my anger and all my frustration. I would start crying, and I would just keep doing push-ups and push-ups and push-ups until it hurt, you know? Until I was like hurting myself, quote unquote, but it was like healthier. And once you're done with the push-ups, your body is trying to recover. And so you're out of breath, you're tired. And so I personally felt like that helped me get my mind off of what was hurting me mentally, you know, what I was struggling with. So I definitely say give that a try. Everybody's different. Everyone's built different. But I definitely say give that a try. I mean, there's physical benefits, you know, becoming a healthier person. So along those lines, you know, push-ups, sit-ups, going on a walk, stretching. These are all like forms of hurting yourself, right? When you're stretching, it hurts. When you do push-ups, it hurts. So that's why I link it so closely to cutting, because it's like kind of hurting yourself, right? But it's like, you know, good. So I think that helped me a ton. So I really, really strongly recommend. To this day, I still do that. You know, I get overwhelmed easily, even today, you know, things have been happening recently that have hurt me and hurt my heart and make me anxious, and doing push-ups helps. I actually started like picking my skin a little bit. That's why this Band-Aid's on here. Actually, I put it on today. I started picking my skin when I got anxious, and so I wanted to stop that. So putting this Band-Aid on helped. So putting on like a barrier. So now I don't pick, you know, I don't pick my skin. I'm like picking the Band-Aid instead. So that is something, you know, if you're picking your fingers, that's also a form of self-harm. I recommend Band-Aids. Another, you know, extremely important thing in my life, where I think has stopped me from being depressed, being lonely, being anxious, is my addiction to video games. I think I'm addicted to video games, and honestly, it's a better addiction than hurting yourself. So yeah, I'm like fully addicted to it. I get fucking lonely, dude. I mean, I lived alone, and God, it sucked. I actually had to move back. I live with my parents now, and I'm 21. I had to move back home because I was so lonely, and that was just so depressing for me. So I recommend if you're a depressed person, if you're anxious, living with people has absolutely made me so much less anxious about being lonely. So 100% I recommend that. I know a lot of people said, and I've heard this before, you know, writing on yourself, like using a marker and like drawing on yourself. I've done that before. Let me get real honest in why that technique didn't work for me. Actually, I think drawing on paper helps more. Where's my journal? Like, I literally have a journal, I draw, I show a blank page. I opened it the wrong way. You know, I make art, and some of it's fucked up, some of it's weird, some of it's cute. I'm not good at it, but putting pen to paper, coloring helps me. And it's kind of like the same situation of, I don't know, putting a pen down to paper is kind of similar to cutting, I guess, in a way. I also have a box of fidgets. I would say this helps too. You know, I have all these coping mechanisms at my ready, you know, so I can just try them out. If working out's not helping one day, you know, I can try a new one. I can try drawing. I can try using my fidget. I can try playing video games. I can go on a walk. I just need all of these at my ready so that way I don't relapse. So I really recommend that. I really recommend maybe even Googling coping mechanisms. And, you know, I'm giving you a ton right now. That's kind of the goal of this video, is like how to stop self-harming is like doing other things instead. I'd also like to, so yeah, let me get real honest real quick on why writing on my skin didn't help me. And this is like a hot take, but again, this is my experience. For me, okay, cutting was an attention thing for me. I'm not saying it's for everyone. And to come to terms with that took so much honesty, so much self-reflection. I started like I was like, why am I even fucking doing this? Yes, it's fun. Yes, it gave me relief. Yeah, it was like a fucked up way to like treat myself badly. But I think the number one reason why I liked it so much was that I knew it was gonna leave scars. And I knew that, like, I just knew they were gonna leave scars. And for me, it was like a fucked up way of showing people that I've been through something hard. You know, you can't see them on video, so I'm not gonna show them. I also think that's triggering in a lot of ways. But yeah, coming to terms with the fact that it was a tension thing for me. You know, I have like this big like moment on my right leg. Like there's like tons of scars still there. And anytime I get intimate with a guy in the future, like they're gonna know and they're gonna see it. And 16-year-old me was kind of loved that, you know? Thinking about it, I was like, oh my God, like it would be really sweet if a guy was like, are you okay? Checking up on me, looking at it. Like, I know it's really fucked up, but I'm here to be honest, you know? So realizing that it was literally an attention thing for me was so hard to come to terms with. It feels good to have people check up on you. And it feels good to have people know you've been through something hard. Like, it just feels validating in a way. So realizing that and coming to terms with that was so hard. And I don't think everyone, and honestly, that wasn't the only reason I was doing it. I was doing it for a lot of other reasons, but identifying all the reasons is like step one. You know, attention wasn't the only reason, but I'd say it was like 50%. The other 50% was like, it felt good. It felt like I deserved it. It felt like, you know, there was a lot of reasons why. So I think I definitely recommend identifying why you're doing it helps. And so the reason why writing on myself didn't help is because it was still an attention thing. If someone saw red marker going in the slit direction on my wrist, and they asked about it. You know, that was bad for me because that's still attention, yeah, so that's why I didn't do that. So I recommend writing somewhere. Literally, like, I think journals are so helpful, and honestly drawing fucked up stuff helps me too. Drawing like scary shit helps me too, like just scribbling dark things, drawing pretty things. This for me represents like me falling out of the air and my spine is separated. Like, just, I don't know. I drew one of my favorite streamers, Pokimane. So, I don't know, putting pen to paper, again, really helps me. Everyone's on their own journey. I really recommend like meditating, doing lots of self-reflection, figuring out why the fuck you're cutting yourself. And also, again, everyone's different, but realizing that, oh my god, there's a song. Let me play the song right now. This song I really think helped me realize, and this lyric is really important. If your love is not a lie, whoa. Here it is. So, no one's gonna save you from yourself. No one's gonna want you if you cry for help. That song is by Doja Cat. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional. That song's by Doja Cat, and I can't express how much that helped me. I would just listen to that song and, you know, no one's gonna save you from yourself. She could not have said it better. And realizing that no one's gonna come in and swoop in and have a magic answer or hug you, or, you know, you have to be there for yourself. And that's okay, and that's okay, and it's beautiful that you can be there for yourself, you know? So, and also the second lyric is kind of a hard lyric, but no one's gonna want you if you cry for help. It's true, you know? Some people like drama and negativity, but for me, like, no one wants to be around a depressed person, you know? So you gotta save yourself. You gotta save yourself. So realizing that you are the only one who's gonna come up with an answer, you have to be strong enough to do it yourself, is kind of, you know, this was another song that really helped me. So on that note of content that has helped me, I would say Doja Cat's music, it has helped me so much. Here's another song. Maybe I'll play it while I'm talking. It's just really sweet and pretty, and it gives you something to cry to. This song specifically. So on the note of content that has helped me, I think stuff like this, sad music, it can be helpful and hurtful. Like this song, it was like really cathartic to cry to. And to this day, I don't really cry to this song. It makes me happy in a way, actually. So yeah. On the topic of content that has helped me through, you know, sad music, again, it can help and hurt. So I want you to, like, when you listen to sad music, monitor yourself. Is this helping? Is this hurting? I think the way it can help is like getting out that crying, you know, scream, fucking cry. You're hurt, you know, let it out. But also don't dwell on it for 12 hours, you know. On the topic of content that I think has helped me, there was this one girl, her YouTube channel is Sarah K. And I can't even think of it, but let me just overview. She has lots of videos where she, I don't know, has just real talks about life. And I'll show you her YouTube channel now. I'm sure I'll edit it somewhere, but she basically went through something really hard. She was, I don't know how old she is. She looks like she's like 20, like my age. But I was like 17 when I found her, so she was probably 17 or something.
Hey guys.
And her,
Hey.
and both her parents passed away. And she makes YouTube videos, you know, there was one where she's just crying about how much she misses her dad and what she's doing to cope and how she's coping. And watching her go through something as hard as literally not having parents anymore helped me. It helped me be really grateful for my parents and grateful for my life. And yes, I still had struggles, but I still think being grateful helped me. Like, it put in perspective, like, wow, I'm so happy my parents are with me, and I'm so happy I get to spend time with them. And not that I'm so glad I'm not her, but I'm sure what she was going through hurt. And if she can make it through that, then I can make it through, you know, whatever I'm dealing with. So she's made multiple videos. Maybe I'll link them down below on ones that specifically I find that helped me. She just talked about what she's doing to cope. And so obviously I can't relate, but obviously I'm going through something that's hurtful. And so you can learn from people. You can learn from her saying, oh my God, she's so hurt. What did she do? Okay, I'm hurt. What can I do? Another person is, oh my God, I don't know her name. Her YouTube channel is Yang Heying, and she is this really sweet lady. She has videos literally titled Unsolicited Advice, and she has long videos giving advice on life and what she's gone through. She is older than me. She looks like she's above 50, and so you know, you can learn from people like that. You can learn from people who have life experience and who deal with shit like this. You can ask your parents. I'm sure your parents have gone through plenty. You know, you don't think your parents have, but your parents have gone through stuff. Yeah, so that type of content really helps me if you're looking for content to watch. I also recommend watching, like, if you're feeling lonely. I always put on a live stream of a gamer so I don't feel alone. So that's what I always do. I personally don't recommend like negative content. Like if people are talking about drama, if they're talking about shit about other people, I don't recommend that content. That hurts me, gives me anxiety, and I'm sure it might to other people. So I recommend gamers. If you're not into gaming, I'm sure there's YouTubers who make wholesome content that you can watch. Colleen Ballinger, she vlogs every single day, 20-minute long videos of her and her kid. I watch her every day, so I recommend her. I'm sure there's many more. I think I've covered a lot of bases. Another reason why people self-harm, other forms of self-harm are like eating disorders, ripping out your hair. And I knew someone who ripped out their eyebrows in high school. That type of stuff. I don't have that much experience with it, really. But I do have experience with, like, hating myself. And to you, if you hate yourself, I say don't, but if you hate yourself, and how I got myself to stop hating myself is, this is like, maybe this is something I can tell you that will really, really help. So please listen up. If you think of somebody, I want you to think of like the most unattractive, strange, ugly person you can think of. And I want you to think of their personality. And I want you to think how maybe shocked you were to see their face or how ugly they were. And once you got to know them, you were like, whoa, you are so funny. You are so pretty. You're so, and if you don't know people like that, just bear with me here. And you see them and you look past that that initial shock of, whoa, you're not conventionally attractive. If you look past that and you realize how warm they can make your heart, and how funny they can be, and how sweet, and just having companionship with another person, it's so amazing. I want you to think about that. Think about how you felt and how you feel when with that person, right? Now, why don't you apply that to yourself? Why do you call yourself ugly? Why do you hate your body? Why do you think you're so fat when you see another fat person and you love them? And you're happy for them if they lose weight. You're happy for them if they don't lose weight. You love them. You think they're gorgeous in their own way. Please try and apply that to yourself. There are so many different types of beauty, so many different types of ways to present yourself, right? Look at me right now. I like to present myself like this. I like to present myself with a Snapchat filter on. I like myself with dog ears on. Why? I don't fucking know. But I do, okay? I like myself with this shit off. Why? Honestly, because it's comfortable. I like having moisturizer on. I like having my hair out of my face. Not because I like how it looks in the mirror, but because when I'm not looking in the mirror, it's comfortable. So I think focusing on comfortability, you know, look what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing a comfy ass hoodie and basketball shorts. Is this attractive to some? Maybe. But my point is, comfortability is way more important than looking amazing and looking hot as fuck. It feels better. It feels so good to be comfortable. So, I don't know. Maybe that spiel helped you. But yeah, don't hate yourself. That's how I got over hating myself. I look in the mirror sometimes and I'm like, wow, you look a little rough, girl. But there's no point in focusing on that, because you can do things to make yourself feel good and happy when you look at yourself, but that's also not the point. The point is comfortability, in my opinion. Feeling comfortable is just my number one priority in life. So that's why maybe my hair doesn't look amazing. I personally like my hair on my forehead. I think I look cuter that way, but I like being comfortable. So that was a super long way of saying, like, personality matters way more. And, like, again, if you look at other people and you see them and you're like, they're not conventionally attractive, but I still love them, apply that to yourself. Apply that to yourself. It doesn't matter what you look like. What matters is if you're happy and you're healthy and you're feeling good. Okay? Yeah, that's how I kind of got over hating myself and my appearance. I'm still insecure about my appearance, but I don't hate myself anymore. I don't hate my fucking appearance. Honestly, I don't look in the mirror and pick myself apart. I think that's part of it. I don't look in the mirror and pick myself apart. The only time I look in the mirror is to wash my face, brush my teeth, and I move on. And I put a headband in and I move on. Okay, we covered some coping mechanisms on what you can do instead of hurting yourself. We covered how to stop hating your outward appearance. I gave you some content ideas to watch a lot of content. I still recommend have these coping mechanisms at the fucking ready. I literally have baskets of fidget toys, baskets of my journal. Oh, I just hit my computer. A basket of art supplies at the fucking ready in my desk. So anytime I'm like, what the fuck, that can happen. I also oversaturate myself with content. I have live streams playing at all times. I watch YouTube videos at all times. I'm watching video games at all times so I can avoid feeling lonely. I'm literally addicted to TikTok, okay? It's okay if you are. It's okay if you're addicted to TikTok and you spend 8 hours on it. It's okay. People look down upon that. It's okay. At least you're not cutting yourself. You know? I play video games probably way too much. Okay? It's okay. At least I'm not sad. Finding online friends has helped. I think loneliness, I talk about loneliness a lot. Loneliness is something that I struggle with a ton. I am so, like, codependent on other people to be happy. And that's honestly fine. It's okay. I've learned that about myself, that at least right now in my life, I can't live alone. I can't be alone. Yes, it's 3 a.m. and I'm alone in my room right now. But if I feel that loneliness, I'm going to watch something. I'm going to put shit on. I'm going to draw. I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to sing. I'm going to fucking dance. I'm going to play some music. There are so many things you can do. I can fucking meditate. I can fucking watch TikTok. There are so many things you can try before cutting yourself. Cutting yourself is easy. Okay? Cutting and feeling that relief is easy, and it's a quick fix, girl. Trust me. We all want a quick fix. That's why I smoked weed for 5 years straight, right? But in my opinion, it's better to have all of this shit in my life, because guess what? Now I'm good at video games. Now I'm amazing at editing. Now I'm a better drawer than I was when I started. Now I have a better sense of humor because I'm watching so much TikTok and I find things funny and I laugh. I've gained skills because I'm not high as fuck all the time, because I'm not cutting myself. I went rollerblading today. You know, there's so many things you can try. So I really recommend looking at all the hobbies in the world. Bitch, there's so many fucking hobbies. You can make pottery. You can do art. You can fucking buy shoes online. You can buy 30,000 stuffed animals and hug them. You can decorate your room like a fucking weeb. You can buy plants. You can look at plants. You can go to fucking greenhouse and smell the fucking earth. You can walk. You can go outside and walk. You can talk to your mom, your dad, your friends. I digress. There's so many things you can do in this world. Don't forget about them. Okay? What's the harm in trying things out? What's the harm in trying something? If you're feeling the urge to cut yourself, try something. And you know what? If you try that shit and you're like, this isn't cutting it for me, and I'm gonna go cut myself instead, at least you tried it. And I'm so proud of you. Forget about the fact that you need to go cut yourself now. That's okay. Okay? You tried something and it didn't work, and that's okay. And that's another thing, is recovery from this addiction, cutting yourself, hurting yourself, eating disorders, smoking weed is an addiction, you know? Recovering from an addiction isn't like, for me, it wasn't stop cold turkey and like I had like a clean date. That's why I don't have like a how many days am I clean, because I never counted. Because honestly, how I got off of it was I used to do it a lot. I used to cut myself a lot. I used to punch my head a lot. And then you would try it. You would try these coping mechanisms. You would go do push-ups and you're like, this isn't fucking cutting it for me. And you would hurt yourself. And that's okay. And it's like that type of gray area. It's not black and white, stop cold turkey, stop cutting. For me, it was like, it was slowly weaning off of it. Even to this day, I still have had the urge to cut myself. Maybe like a week ago. I still have that feeling. I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking frustrated. I'm overwhelmed. And the first thing that comes to my mind is punching my head now. Honestly, cutting myself isn't really on my mind. Punching my head has been on my mind. Like, I just get overwhelmed and I just want to thrash away. And so now I do something else. Now I do push-ups. Now I go on a walk. Now I talk to my mom. Now I pet my dog. And slowly, you know, you just start liking the new coping mechanisms. You're like, oh my God, I'm really appreciating my dog right now. Oh my God, I'm really appreciating this conversation I'm having with my mom. I'm really appreciating the video games and the time that I'm spending with my friends. I still recommend. Finding friends to play video games with has been amazing. And I think that makes me the happiest. And I'm happy. I'm so happy all the time now. Like that's honestly because of video games. So whatever your take is on video game addiction, I don't care, because I like it and I'm obsessed with it. So, yeah. I really hope this helped. As for the comment section, please keep the comment section somewhat positive. Please don't share anything depressing. The people who are watching this video are easily triggered. And I want you to keep that in mind before you comment. Please keep it positive. Please don't just share that you feel like there's no way to get out. Please don't share, oh my God, I've been cutting myself for 20 years and I just can't stop. Please don't share that. I'm sorry. I'm being honest though. Please don't. Please keep it positive. On that note, please leave a comment on if you have any coping mechanisms. All forms of self-harm. I don't have experience with eating disorders. I don't have experience with like any other drug besides weed. You know, if you do cocaine, heroin, if you're addicted to anything else, I don't have experience in that. But if you do have experience in that, please share. Please share what you've learned. Please share any tips, tricks. Oh my god, I forgot to talk about this. I talked about CBD a little bit earlier. There's another product that I really recommend. Do I have it on me? Yeah, I do. There's this plant called ashwagandha. And basically this is an extraction of that plant. Maybe it's a root. But anyways, it's non-psychedelic. It doesn't get you high. But this has relieved my anxiety. Basically, it's like a little tincture. You can get it in pills too. But basically it's a little liquid and you put it under your tongue. I've already done it today, so I don't really want to do it, but you put it under your tongue and under your tongue, your body will absorb it faster. Within 5 minutes, I feel a little bit of anxiety relief. And honestly, after I take this and I'm stressed, if I go, I feel way more relieved than I would without it. So what if this is a fucking placebo, whether it's really happening, I like it. It's non-psychedelic, non-addictive, in my opinion, alcohol-free. If you want to look this up, I really recommend doing your own research. Don't just take my fucking word for it. This is like a better alternative for CBD. CBD is still a part of the weed plant, and you can only get it if you're above 18. This you can get if you're below 18. So ask your mom, your dad about maybe buying this. It's on Amazon for like $10. So this is something I really recommend if you're looking for like a substance to like, you know, help. Yeah. Oh, maybe one more thing. For anxiety, I've talked about anxiety a lot because I have a lot of experience with it. Allergy medication, again, non-addictive, but basically when you have anxiety, your body produces histamines. And actually when I would get anxiety, I would start to break out in hives. So when your body is anxious, it's producing histamines. So if you get an antihistamine, which this is just a generic like Zyrtec allergy medication, this has helped me. So I would try that. Again, trying things is probably the most important part of recovery. Nothing is going to help right away. Maybe it will, and if it does, slay. But try it. Just try it. What's the harm? Try, you know, if you're ready to cut yourself right now and you're like, oh my god, I'm so fucking mad, I'm so angry, put it off. Try one of the coping mechanisms that I suggested. The easiest one is push-ups. It's free. The harder ones are fidget toys. You have to buy that. Drawing, you have to buy shit for that. You can go on a walk. But try it, and if it doesn't help, then, you know, do what you want. But I really just want to help because hurting yourself is not good. It's dangerous. You know, even if you're cutting, like I never cut, well, I like majority of the time I wasn't cutting super deep, but still you can still get an infection with dirty blades. I never washed my blades. I never disinfected my blades. You know, if you have a dirty blade and you're cutting your skin, you could totally get an infection. That's the risk, you know. People don't think it's risky if you're cutting shallow, but an infection can absolutely kill you and hurt you and make you sick. And it's just not worth the risk. So that's my take on everything. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want advice, if you want any more advice, leave a comment down below. If you DM me, maybe I'll answer, maybe I won't, no promises. So maybe I'll make more videos like this. If you guys like this type of shit and this helps, I would love to know for sure. So please let me know. I think I tried to give my best advice. Drink water. I hope you're eating healthy foods. Don't eat junk food. Try and eat some fruit. Try and eat, you know, I eat carbs, protein. You know, people say no carbs, no protein. carbs, protein, water, fruit. I love it all. I think that has helped me. Make sure you get all the food groups in. I'm just trying to continue to think of more things, but I think that's it. I love you so much, and I hope you have the best recovery ever, and find some friends, dude. Go enjoy life. Don't let it pass you by. Go enjoy your hobby with your friends. Go find friends, you know? If you can't find any, post on Reddit. Post in this fucking comment section. I'm looking for a friend. This comment section is welcome to that. Find friends in this comment section. We are not meant to be alone. We are social people. We are social animals. Literally all animals are social. Birds fly in a pack. Sheep stay in a pack. No one is on their own. If animals aren't on their own, why are we? You know? Hope you find some friends. Hope you find some good coping mechanisms. I love you. And I will see you guys either next time I post a YouTube video or I started live streaming recently. Please join me on my live streams if you're into gaming. I play games there. Alright, I think that's it for this video. I love you so much. I've said that many times because I actually mean it. Okay, I will see you later. Bye. Hope it helped.